Let's begin.
Hey there, guys. Once again, I am forced to postpone the story I promised to you last week. However, this is only so I can keep another promise that I've made, to deliver any new information I come across regarding Mr. Bear. Well, I wasn't exactly looking for it, but it came looking for me. So shut the windows and lock your doors. It's time for part of me.
Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is Sabian Lockhart. I currently reside in upstate New York with my wife and 3 daughters. So, before we get started, allow me to recap for those only now listening in. Last August, prior to the publication of my YouTube channel, I had acquired a certain fondness for the story of 1999. Subsequently, I performed some background research that temporarily ended when I believed that the owner of Caledon Local had recognized my investigative efforts and possibly had obtained mine and my family's current location. I had decided to leave well enough alone until a user named John Mitch began assisting me with my research, discovering both an encoded message and that the IP address of the emails he had been receiving from Mr. Bear coincided with a home in upstate New York. This made no sense to my friend, as the owner of Caledon Local is supposedly hiding somewhere on the other side of the Canadian border. I had divulged to all of you at that point that the IP address made dreadful, clear sense to me, as the location of the IP address was only mere minutes down the road from me. I then reasoned, supported by precedent, that the owner of Caledon Local 21 is not working alone. It would be a while before my next post, as the only thing I had received from the man claiming to be the infamous Mr. Bear was an odd, awkward email with a seemingly insignificant picture file attached. Months later, after the provision of another unsettling text and related photograph, I concluded that I possibly should have released that photograph to the public much sooner, possibly saving a little girl's life. The email I had received also mentioned that I may receive a package from Mr. Bear in the near future. How this individual could have obtained my address remained unknown. Although I have not yet received any such delivery, certain recent enlightenments may hold the answer. I'm guessing this guy could end me and my family whenever he wants, but has failed to do so for reasons still unknown. Okay. So I guess I'll start with acknowledging Elliot's newest update. As I'm sure most of you know already, Elliot has made mention of the Caledon Local 21 YouTube channel. Much to my relief at the time, I noted that Elliot described the channel as cute, but completely false. I'll admit, I relished this idea. If the Caledon Local 21 YouTube channel is indeed fake, then I truly have nothing to either feel bad about or be fearful of. Even then, though, I knew deep down in my gut that this situation that I am in would not let me go so easily. Shortly after Elliot had updated his blog, the owner of Caledon Local on YouTube uploaded his own rebuttal as well. Alongside it was this little message.
They took my home away, broke it down, then they thought they could take me away. They were wrong.
Apparently, Elliot had resigned himself to believing this guy an imposter, but the man himself was certainly not agreeing to any such thing. The most recent video uploaded by Caledon Local 21 is labeled MVI_0217. The description read, "Good times with old friends." The video opens with 2 children in frame inside what appears to be a treehouse, the environment still tightly held in winter's grasp. One child is drinking from an orange plastic cup, and the other leaning over a railing. The video makes a jump cut to the child on the left, seemingly vomiting, with the other who is sipping something from the cup, having disappeared from frame. The video makes another sudden jump cut, keeping the vomiting child in frame as the previously vanished child appears walking into the frame from the right. The video makes one last jump cut to display both children vomiting over the banister of the treehouse. I noticed various comments below from confused individuals wondering what the hell is going on. Well, allow me to clarify. When I first saw the video, I noticed something very odd. The video sequences between each jump cut seemed to be out of chronological order. So, I proceeded to download the video and upload it into Movie Maker. The first thing I had noticed upon slowing the video footage down was that each cut in the footage was marked with a cryptic picture of some sort of ribcage. I instantly recognized the image from the plethora of research I have conducted and confirmed my suspicions. The pictures used in each splice was the same as the profile picture the owner of YouTube's Caledon Local 21 channel uses for his deviant art. The picture is that of a decayed bird of some kind. The question still remained, why did he use this picture? When I rearranged the video sequences to place them in what was seemingly the proper order, I derived my answer. When remixed, the most recent video uploaded by Caledon Local 21 distinctly portrays the poisoning of 2 young children. I assume the creators sliced that particular picture into the video at key moments so as to provide hints to where to cut the video so as to facilitate its proper reconstruction. I find myself sitting here thinking back upon Mr. Bear's Cellar episode 25 as described by Elliot. In that episode, Mr. Bear gives each child a drop of unknown liquid added into a shot glass full of orange juice. It is reported that soon afterward, the children were then burned. I find myself wondering now, do we dare imagine the next video to be uploaded by Caledon Local 21? Could Elliot be wrong? Is it possible that he may have disregarded this obscure channel just a little too quickly? 2 days after the release of MVI_0217, the owner of Caledon Local posted this statement in response to Elliot's allegations.
Who is he to judge the validity of someone else? Perhaps it's best he think I'm no more than an imposter.
For all our sakes, I do hope Elliot is right, but I feel it foolish to just shrug off the idea of this channel's legitimacy on a mere whim. In fact, something that happened a few months back may refute Elliot's claim. As many of you know, I produce a lot of 1999 related stories. Some of them are entirely fiction, while others are the result of research efforts. The man who owns the YouTube channel that Elliot is so quick to discredit has seen, liked, and commented on nearly every one of those videos, most of which he seemed to thoroughly enjoy, supporting my suspicions of narcissism. Now, I rarely comment on which stories are research-based and which are fiction, with the exception of those that pertain to me directly. One such fictional-based video, the owner of Caledon Local, Mr. Bear, commented on how that particular video was fake and that the story was lies. Okay, as the producer of the channel, I have private knowledge as to which are simply inspired stories, and there aren't many of those. The one he had made that comment on was one of those few specific videos. So, my question is, if this guy is a fraud, then how would he have knowledge as to which story is completely false and which are based on research? 2 days ago, I got a message from a user named Gavin on my DeviantArt page in response to the written versions of my particular ongoing story. He told me that he currently lives in Canada and that someone had knocked on his door to ask if he knew me or knew anything about me. Keep in mind, I have never been to Canada. After the man had left, being given a response that feigned ignorance, the user informed me that he had obtained special permission from the town of Caledon to investigate the broadcasting location of Caledon Local 21 all those years ago in 1999. I was informed that permission was given with the strict rule of not being able to remove anything from the premises other than images captured from photography, As of today, I received this in response from Gavin. So, I just got back from the address. Nothing too interesting. I did find the cellar, but it was mostly trashed and had nothing really in it except for an old Walkman music and some tapes, and an old 1998 Pokemon card on the floor. I have one of the tapes that I managed to take and a card that I found. Also, I swear I heard something move behind a wall while I was there. I checked it out before I left and found out it wasn't an actual brick wall. It was a false wall, made to look like the rest. I should have known by the shrunken size from what was described. In response to your questions about the man, I had asked him about the man's appearance who had knocked on his door. 1, he had a brown wool cap on, kind of like the ones that hipsters wear. 2, he had a black winter hoodie type thing with black and red checkers inside of the hood. 3, he spoke very soft, like whispering almost. Note, this is reminiscent of Eliot's description of the narrator in Paint with the Soul. I don't think I'll post any more on my DeviantArt page about him. Needless to say, I'm a little shooken up after yesterday and today. I won't stop searching though, and I will keep you updated. Sincerely, Gavin. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of this little report that I may have discovered the methods of which this guy has obtained my mailing address. The answer is actually much simpler than I had originally conceived. He knows me. It's likely he's always known me. 2 days after the upload of MVI_0217, I received yet another email from the owner of Caledon Local 21. Much like the last message I had received, I wasn't given any textualized fuzzy hugs or greeting. The email read as one simple question. Do you remember the Seaway? I sat for a few minutes, trying to unravel the enigma this message delivered to me. Unsuccessful, I concluded that the attached file, highlighted with a paperclip icon, may provide some relevant insight. Once it had loaded, the message had become very clear to me, and I found myself thinking back upon my childhood. Like a sick little pun, much like Eliot. This all apparently started when I was 5 years old. At that time, my parents had a summer camp on the St. Lawrence Seaway, a river that serves as the American-Canadian border. I loved that place. The fishing was always great, and I got to spend a lot of time with my dad. When it was between bedtime hours and my family wasn't boating, I spent my days playing with Matchbox cars and listening to my Fisher-Price radio, an item I would always bring with me to Courtney's parents' camp. She never was too fond of playing with me. I think it was because I was a bit younger than she was, but she was closer to my age than anyone else in the camp, and I had a little 5-year-old crush on her. So I would implore her for her time and subsequent companionship. Like my parents, her parents also owned a camp there and spent much of their summers on the river, just like I and my family. She was a beautiful little girl, an apple face, long blonde hair, slightly wavy from the summer humidity. Every summer for 3 years, I looked forward to spending time with her. It was the 3rd year, when I was 7, that I learned about loss. Courtney was nowhere to be found at camp when I arrived that year, but oddly enough, her parents were there, camping in their little cottage. When I asked them where Courtney was, I was met only with solemn expressions and the response of, "She's not around." I waited that whole summer for her to show up, but she never did. When I returned at the age of 8, Courtney was again not present in the campground. It was when I asked my parents, during a conversation about talking to strangers, that they divulged why Courtney was absent from our summer camp. Courtney had gone missing. Whether or not she was ever found, I don't know. What I do know is the description that was given to the police. Her height, weight, hair and eye color, and a description of the clothes she had been wearing. An outfit that included a t-shirt sporting a single phrase in the front, "Follow the sun." The picture Mr. Bear had sent me was apparently of my missing friend from my childhood, and even if the face out of frame was that of someone else, how would this person know about the St. Lawrence Seaway, my childhood there, or my lost missing friend? Like I said, the answer is simple. The same way he has obtained my mailing address. This guy, the owner of Caledon Local 21, Mr. Bear, knows me, knows who I am, and likely has for most of my life.
Well, I know most of you are thinking that maybe I should give up on my efforts as well, but I find myself more involved than ever, willingly or not. Remember to stop by next weekend when we resume our regularly scheduled uploads. Until next Saturday, Pasta fans, try not to dig too deep.
Social media can be very unpredictable, especially regarding horror content. If this content gets removed, all new content will be simultaneously presented on various websites provided in the description to this video. Make sure to follow me in other digital spaces so that you never miss out on the terror. Also, if you like this video, make sure to leave a comment and hit the like button. It helps the channel a lot. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy what's here, consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. Writing is a dream of mine, and it's all of you that make that dream come true.